Hi Libra, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Libra. This is Carmilla, that's Sylvester, co-starring in your reading today. This is a general reading. That means that it can apply to just about anything in your life. I also want to remind you to be flexible with the energy. Don't be overly concerned about the gender of the cards. You can mix and match the roles within the reading. Parts of the reading may resonate for you, Libra. Other parts may not. Take what does, leave behind what doesn't. I hope by the time you finish watching this, you enjoyed it. And also, I hope that you feel like you got something that's beneficial to you out of the reading. That's my intention. So we'll get started here after a couple shuffles. And we're going to see what's going on for Libra for this upcoming week. By the way, today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Okay, here we go, Libra. Let's see what's up for you guys. We're going to start off with the Emperor. And he is paired with the Six of Cups in reverse. Hangman in reverse. The Empress in reverse. The Devil. Four of Wands. Judgment. And then we have the King of Cups in reverse. So this looks like it's going to be kind of interesting, Libra. We have an Emperor and an Empress and the Empress on the table, and we have a King of Cups in reverse on the table. I feel like this is a significant connection or relationship that you're dealing with. Sylvester, I don't know what your plan is, but you're going to need to make a decision. I'm getting ready to put more cards on the table, and you walking through this area is not going to work for me. So you're going to need to make up your mind. And we're not sitting in the lap. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Good boy. Okay. So I'm not picking up a super clear message just yet, Libra. I want to get some more cards out here. I can tell it's going to be an interesting reading, however. I mean, when the Devil shows up to the party, it's always an interesting reading. Am I right? I mean, that just can't be avoided. The Devil's going to bring excitement in some way, shape, or form, no matter how you look at it. I can guarantee that. But I do feel like this is a significant connection that you're dealing with, so we'll start with that. Probably something that's been built over time. But I feel like there might be some deception surrounding this connection. In other words, it's not what it looks like, is what I'm getting. This connection is not what it appears from the outside looking in. That's what I've got so far. So let's see what else we get for Libra. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. Death. Ace of Cups. Ten of Wands. Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so there is something that went wrong between you and another person quite a while ago. I feel like this is something that happened in the past. And I think it changed the dynamic of this connection or this relationship. This feels like a significant connection. It could be an intimate partner, but it doesn't have to be. But it feels like a partnership of some kind. In other words, this person that you're dealing with, and we have an Empress in reverse, and then we have an Emperor. These are the two people that we're dealing with. The person that you're dealing with has been in your life for a long time in a very significant manner. If this is not an intimate or romantic connection, it feels like it's somebody who is a partner of some sort. This could be a business partner or a best friend, but it's one of those connections, it feels like to me. Somebody that you see on a regular basis, day to day. If you don't live with this person, you connect with them on a very consistent and regular basis. But I feel like something happened in the past that may have gone on unaddressed. And it feels like the relationship dynamic changed. And I feel like the perception is that we're still going to push through with this relationship. We're still going to make it work. In fact, we're going to continue making it a priority. It's a priority. We're working hard at it. We're going to make sure it's a success. But for some reason, this is an illusion. This is not what's really happening here. It might be what you can see from the outside looking in, like I said. But it's a false perception with regard to what this relationship really is to you, Libra. Because I don't feel, it's possible it could have been this way at some point in time, but again, there's been something that's gone on unchecked, unresolved, unaddressed. And maybe it was glossed over, maybe it was treated like it was unimportant, but it changed the dynamic of this relationship. The two people involved in this relationship have more concern for themselves than they do for the connection itself and for the other person. In other words, there is some sense of a loss of emotional connection, which is not being spoken about or not being acknowledged. It's not about emotions anymore. Now it's about what can I get out of this connection for myself? There's a focus on the individual rather than the partnership. It feels like one of the parties has more control or a more significant part or is playing a more significant role regarding the direction of this relationship or what transpires from this partnership. It feels like one party has more control over the direction of the relationship itself, whereas another one feels like as long as they're in this partnership, they're going to get what they can out of it. as long as it appears stable and things are moving along the way they're supposed to be moving along. I don't know if that makes much sense, Libra, but that's what I've got so far. So let's get some more cards out on the table and see what else we get for Libra. 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Wands again. Ace of Wands in reverse. The Lovers, clarifying the Empress in reverse. Two of Swords. Justice. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Star in reverse. Okay, so this could involve a family dynamic or a group dynamic. I think other people are definitely surrounding these two energies. I think that their connection definitely affects others. Again, there's this perception that all is well, things are moving along just fine. The stability of this relationship is solid. Everybody's doing their part. From the outside looking in, this partnership looks like the type of partnership that most people would kill for. There is a sense of longevity, of strength, stability, dedication, and hard work being put into this connection. But it only appears that way because that's what's expected. At least that's what I'm seeing in the cards right now. It only appears that way on the surface. It's not that way at a deeper level, on a deeper level. Now, I haven't talked a whole lot about the court cards that have come out. And mostly because I feel it's more about the energy of the people rather than a specific person within this partnership. For example, this King of Cups to me is representing a loss of emotional attachment, a lack of an emotional investment in this relationship. It's not being talked about. It's being kind of swept under the rug. It's not being addressed. But there is a loss of an emotional connection between these two. And the focus internally, unspoken, is that there is more of a greedy sense of taking care of one's own needs versus making sure that this partnership is the priority. Now it's more about taking care of one's own needs. So there's a lot of value and worth within this connection. In other words, if this connection were to be lost, or the two people involved in this connection were to give it up, there would be a lot that would be lost along with the partnership. So this could be a marriage, this could be a business partnership, but these two have invested a lot in each other. There's someone in this connection, it could be you or the person you're dealing with, Libra. I haven't really necessarily picked up on any one particular energy being more strong than stronger than the other in this set of cards. But this Emperor energy, and you can embody the Emperor energy if you're female or male, it doesn't matter. So I just want to remind you about that. But this Emperor energy has a certain level of control or power within this relationship. In other words, this person could be responsible for making significant decisions with regard to this partnership. I think this person could potentially have the power to end the relationship if they wanted to, or change the dynamic of the relationship. I feel like the person who has the power within the relationship feels like there's nothing left for this person within this connection. In other words, I feel like this Emperor, although they have all the control and they haven't, or they have the majority of the, I don't know if they have all the control, but they have a significant level of control within the partnership. But I feel like the person who has the most control in the partnership also feels like there's not much left within this partnership for this person. But they're carrying the burden of continuing on this path with this person, for the sake of the connection. It could be because there's other people who would be affected by this connection if it was lost, or if it was changed in some way. Could be that this person right now is kind of biding their time until they can make a decision one way or the other, how they want to handle the situation, because I don't feel like this particular person, this Emperor, feels like there's anything left in this connection for them. This Empress energy, I think, has a clear understanding. I don't think that there is any mystery surrounding this partnership. In other words, I think that both parties know exactly what's going on here. I don't feel like there is, I think there's a lack of communication about the truth behind the connection, but I don't think it's because either party is keeping things from each other. I think both are clear about what's going on within this relationship. And I think this Empress has an understanding that this connection could change or could end, or it could change or end at any given moment or any given day. So this person feels like they're trying to get the most or what they can out of the connection before that happens. I feel like there's some anticipation that eventually something's going to change or something's going to end. And I don't mean necessarily that the relationship itself is going to end or be severed or lost, or there's going to be some, I mean, that's possible. It's certainly possible, but it doesn't necessarily have to end. It could also change, could transform into something different. And for the time being, the way it stands right now, this Empress in reverse has something to gain out of the relationship the way it stands right now. So she's getting what she can out of the relationship while she has that opportunity. Because I think that she feels that once this changes or ends, or once this relationship transforms into something different, whatever she has available to her right now within this relationship will not be available to her in the future. Does that make sense, Libra? I hope it does. This feels like a really specific story to me. It's very interesting. This feels like a power couple. It feels like a couple that have influence. And when I say couple, it could be partnership, business partners, doesn't have to be intimate. Again, I want to remind you, but these people are very significant to each other. and they influence other people, or they have influence on other people or over other people. Could be that other people look up to them. It could be that other people depend on them if this is a family dynamic. But they definitely have influence over other people. And that could be what's keeping this Emperor in place where he is right now. He's not making any moves right now, even though he feels like he's kind of, this relationship has kind of played its part in his life, and I'm not sure that there's much left for him. And when I say that, I mean, it could be that the emotional part of this relationship has worn out and he doesn't feel that emotional connection. It could be that he feels like his growth is being restricted, or there's other things that he wants to do and can't because of this partnership. Or he feels like he's accomplished everything he can accomplish within this connection, and now he needs to move forward, but he can't move forward with this Empress energy for some reason. So let's get some more cards out here, Libra, and see what else we get. There's the Emperor in reverse this time with the same set of cards. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Hermit in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. Four of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Swords in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune again, this time in the upright position. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. As long as no one brings up the conversation regarding the emotional connection and the loss of the emotional connection between these two, as long as nobody talks about it or brings it up or broaches the subject, things can stay the same. For some reason, that's the key piece to keeping things going, is we just keep it on the down low, that the level of loyalty, love, compassion, whatever these two shared together at one time, and I do believe that's true. I believe that there was an emotional connection that was very strong between these two, but it's gone. But as long as that's not spoken about or is left unaddressed, things can remain as is. But either one or both parties has the power to change the dynamic of this relationship and this partnership. The Empress doesn't want to. She's happy moving along the way things are, knowing that she has something to gain as long as this relationship stays intact. This Emperor, on the other hand, is keeping things going for now, and I think part of it is because to a certain level he has no control over the transformation of this relationship at this point in time, because other people are involved, other people are dependent upon it, and if the dynamic of this relationship changes, the other people that are dependent upon it or are influenced by it, it's going to have a negative impact on them if this relationship changes in any way, whether that is some kind of transformation, whether these two split up, whether the actual dynamic between the partnership changes. And so he hasn't made any moves yet. I think over time it's possible there's some resentment building up, especially on this Emperor's part. But he's also keeping that to himself. He's decided to keep that to himself again, because I think that even if it was exposed how the emotional connection has changed, or the resentment that this Emperor is feeling regarding this connection, it would ultimately change this relationship or end it. So at least for now, things remain the same. It's interesting too, because I feel like there is a significant level of work and investment in energy, possibly, you know, obviously time, maybe resources, effort. There's a significant level of effort being put forth into this relationship, always has been, and there continues to be, to maintain the stability of the relationship, to maintain this connection as it stands. There's a lot of work being involved, a lot of work involved in this connection. Okay, so let's get this last round out, Libra, and see what else we get. Knight of Cups in reverse. 10 of Cups. At some point in time, the people that surround this partnership, this couple, these people, at some point in time, the people that surround these people or who are influenced by these people are going to see that a change needs to occur. And when the Emperor decides to do this, it's actually going to be better for everybody once he makes these changes or these decisions within this connection. But right now, that's not the case. It feels like he's waiting for the right time to make a move. Eight of Cups in reverse. Two of Wands. The Star in reverse. Justice again. Seven of Cups. And then we have the World. Okay, so it's interesting because this Emperor is waiting for the right moment to change the direction of this partnership. It's going to happen. He just doesn't know when yet. And it's going to be at a point when he realizes that the ending, the transformation, the change of direction within this partnership would ultimately benefit not only himself, but others who surround him or others who are involved, rather than hurt them. I know that's confusing. I'm trying to figure out a way to tell you what I'm seeing in this set of cards. He doesn't have the answer yet on when this is going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a light that goes on in this Emperor's head where he's going to be like, aha, now is the time I make the move. Or if there's going to be something external or some message he receives, or maybe someone else significant within this group dynamic that's going to trigger him to make a move, make a decision. But when he does, it's going to completely change the dynamic of this partnership, but also it's going to change the group dynamic, the people who are involved and or influenced by this partnership. It feels like he's waiting for an energy shift. And by that I mean he's waiting until he feels he's going to know when the time is right to make this decision, when he feels the energy shift, where instead of something devastating or hard or difficult or challenging or conflicting, instead of that being the outcome of his decisions, it's going to be something that's positive, something that is transformative, something that is it's going to be the right move for him. I don't even know how to explain this. I'm really having trouble with this. Let's just go ahead and leave it at he's going to know when the right time is to make this decision, to change this dynamic, when he feels the energy shift. The thing is, I don't necessarily feel like this Empress is going to be hurt or damaged or left behind or resistant to this Emperor's decision regarding change. When it's time to happen, it'll also be good for her. I don't know if that makes sense. And I don't know what that means specifically regarding your situation, Libra. That's what I have in the cards. That's confusing as hell. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm going to get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card. Maybe this will clear things up for us, not just you, but for me. I think this Empress feels like she is concerned or worried, or maybe feeling like she might get left behind or might be left in the dust or might be hurt in some way by this Emperor's ultimate decision, which has not happened yet. It will be happening in the future. It will definitely be happening. I can guarantee that. This is in the works. She might, at this point in time, be anticipating that she's going to be on the receiving end of the negative outcome with regard to whatever decision he's making. But I don't think that's the case, Libra, which is what I'm finding interesting. And it could be her perception. It could be her perception of the outcome, the potential outcome of this decision that this Emperor is going to make. That is what will change the energy so that he can make that decision. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe that. Okay, let's get this card. I might take two. We have Self. And I'm not going to read this emotions cards, but this one was also sticking up. Well, maybe I'll read it. Let's see how long Self is. These are two major arcana cards in this deck, Libra, and they tend to be long passages. So we're going to read the self card first, and then I'll decide later if I'm going to read this emotions. The emotions card has been coming out like crazy lately. I think I've pulled it probably at least 3 or 4 times in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So self, these have meanings, and then they have past, present, future, and then they have the potential blockage when it's in reverse. The emotions is in the reverse. I'm going to read present for self because I feel like this is something that's happening currently for you, Libra. And the present section is about a page and a third or page and a half. Okay, Libra, here we go. When the self card appears in the present position, it addresses the person you are in the present and asks you about the person you show to the world. Who is the person you want to see when you first meet? How do you project yourself, and what aspects of yourself do you wish to reveal first? Do you present the same face to all who meet you, or do you wear a mask when you are out in public and only let the real you shine forth once people have earned your trust? Do you reveal your true identity, or instead do you present a construct that puzzles and confuses those around you because what they see is not what they get? And that's what's going on with this connection, by the way. What you see is not what you get. Are you a chameleon who shifts? Are you a chameleon whose shape changes to fit with everyone? Or do you reveal your true thoughts and self without worry about others' opinions of you, preferring to be genuinely liked by a few instead of shape changing in order to be liked by many who might not like you if you were to reveal those true thoughts and self? We all have layers, we all wear masks, we all have a public and a private face. We have a self we share with strangers, a self we share with those we like, love, and trust, and a self that only we know and only a few will ever see. Yet, as we grow in confidence and acceptance, the more alike in nature those layers become. And if you are trying to fit in with the wrong crowd, you will most likely find that it is like wearing those shoes that are a size too small or too big. While those shoes will, in a limited way, protect your feet and help you to move forward, over time they will pinch or rub, creating bunions and blisters. Wouldn't it be so much easier to find a pair of shoes that fit? Therefore, ask yourself instead, who am I? Do I know this person? Is this person who I really want to be? Are there aspects of myself that I hide because I'm afraid others will reject me? Are there things that I would love to do and speak of, but dare not because those around me have an expectation that I follow their lead and do as they do? Do I like me? Am I allowing others to define who I am? When the self card appears in the present, it signifies the need to take a moment to get to know yourself. Determine whether the identity you present is fact or fiction. Are the characteristics that define your identity true to who you are in body, mind, and spirit, or are they imposed upon you by others? Now is not a moment to judge or doubt, but an opportunity to assess and affirm. If your answer to the question, do I like me, is yes, then that is all that matters. If the answer is not so affirming, it is an opportunity to peel away some of the layers you might be hiding behind, to allow your natural self to shine, and to do it because your first love is for self. Okay, so here's the deal with this card. I do feel like it significantly applies to both parties and the connection itself, because I do feel like this connection has changed significantly, the dynamic of it, but the influence that this connection has is still present. It is not what it appears to be on the outside. Neither party is willing to show that right now. Both parties know it to be true, but neither party is admitting it to others or showing that to the rest of the world. There is a mask being put on by both parties. The Emperor has every intention of changing the dynamic of this relationship and this connection when the timing is right. And the timing will be right when the energy shifts. And the energy shifting is largely dependent upon this Empress. When her energy shifts with regard to this relationship, this Emperor will make a move. That doesn't mean that she has control over when things transform or change. What it does mean is she hasn't realized that this connection, this relationship isn't, it's not, 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 it's isn't making progress or moving forward in the manner that it should be. It's not what it once was. Right now she feels like she still needs this connection the way it stands. And until she realizes differently, it will stay the way it is, but it is transforming. And her perception of the connection or relationship will also transform. As it stands right now, she feels like she needs this to stay the way it is, and she is gaining something out of it. But she knows it's transforming too. Again, these are not words that are being spoken out loud. So if you're trying to think back on a conversation you may have had with your partner or somebody who, you know, is connected to this connection relationship, I don't feel like it's an actual, I don't think that you would be able to pinpoint a conversation you've had that would address the energy I'm seeing in this reading. But I think it's known by both parties. Okay, so I'm going to read the emotions in reverse. I've already carried on for 40 minutes. Why not, Libra? I mean, you know, at this point in time, what is time? What difference does it make, right, Libra? I can go on for another 40 minutes and it wouldn't matter. If you wanted to watch, you would watch. If you got bored with it, you turn it off. That's just the way it is. No skin off my back if I keep going with this. So the potential blockage is about a page, a little bit longer too. But here we go. When the emotions card appears reversed, it symbolizes the need to address the common symptoms of emotional repression in your life. And I want to reiterate that emotional repression was something extremely significant in this partnership and in this reading from the very beginning. There is repressed emotion here. The emotional connection between these people has definitely changed. Is different than what it used to be. One of the most common signs of emotional repression is revealed in how you respond to the question, how are you today? Because we now esteem political correctness more than emotional honesty, most of us will smile and respond, I am good. And you? Even if we are emotionally broken and crying on the inside. Emotional outbursts and emotional honesty are frowned upon. Emotional honesty and sensitivity are seen as weaknesses, while emotional outbursts are a symptom of losing control. But controlling our emotions is not healthy either. We experience our feelings for good reason, and when we repress our emotions in order to control what we feel, we are choosing to disconnect from ourselves. As a result, we may embrace behaviors that can have serious consequences to our minds, our spirits, and our bodies. Unfortunately, our feelings do not change or go away just because we want them to. While we can pretend not to feel, denying an emotion does not mean we are not feeling. It simply means that we are ignoring it, which can be detrimental. There may be times when emotions need to be put aside, but they should never be ignored or invalidated. Overeating, drug and alcohol addiction. She's in her cage. She never goes in that cage. Are you playing? She's playing with her toy. She has never played with that toy, and she never goes in that cage. That's funny. Let's see. Overeating, drug and alcohol addiction, pretending or denying that an experience occurred, any type of compulsive behavior, including compulsive exercising, eating disorders, cutting, hiding in the fictional realities of computer games or books or television shows, working to excess, avoiding deep and meaningful conversation, and hiding behind a mask of peace, love, and light. All of these things are behaviors we may use to hide from our emotions. Interesting that the idea of wearing a mask has come up with both of these cards. We can use these behaviors to hide from our emotions, but we cannot deny those emotions or control them. What we are feeling will find a way to be expressed, and if it does not do so through direct communication, it may manifest in our bodies and in our behavior. Several signs that you may be repressing emotions include overreacting to minor issues, making external events and issues more important than personal subjects, intellectualizing and scorning emotions, brushing aside obvious disrespect or discourtesy and saying that it does not matter, when it should and does, delayed emotional responses, depression, anxiety, and stress. Physical signs include tension, especially in the jaw and mouth, and in the stomach, throat, and shoulders. If the emotions card appears reversed in your reading, it asks you for a little emotional honesty. Look within and determine if you are allowing yourself to feel or if you are trying to control or deny your feelings. If it is the latter, now is the time to choose the healthy path of acknowledging, accepting, and allowing your feelings to flow. Okay, I know that took a long time, Libra. And if you're one of those impatient people like I am and you get a little upset when readings go long, I apologize for that. But I'm glad I read this card because it definitely applies significantly to what's going on within this dynamic. I think right now the person who is going to be instrumental in what transforms in the future is going to be this Emperor, and he's doing the right thing right now. He is biding his time until he feels the energy shift. He's going to know when that happens, and when that happens, he's going to make the moves he needs to take to change the dynamic of this relationship and connection, not just for the better, for his betterment, but for the betterment of this Empress and all those involved. There you go. I don't know what else to say about this except that whoever this person is, Libra, if this is you, you have a very powerful and strong spirit about you. This Empress, if you're this Empress energy, you're going to be okay. And I don't know how this connection will transform for you, but this person does not mean any harm. And that's why he hasn't taken any action yet. There are some repressed emotions. There might be some resentment, maybe some even some grudges that haven't been addressed or talked about. Whatever the case may be, this person is not acting in a manner that will hurt this person. Even if part of him might feel like, you know, doing something a little selfish and getting out of a situation and doing what's best for him, he's not doing that. So kudos to this Emperor energy, whoever you might be out there. I'm going to leave this here, Libra. I hope that the reading resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Libra.